Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2022 ABCD Community Heroes Celebration, our 60th anniversary and Diamond Jubilee.
Wonderful. Feels wonderful. When I first started working there, I had no idea about this. So when they told me I was the Hero of the Year, I'm like, what? What does that mean?
ABCD really is about community, and our heart is in the community with volunteers, with partners. We can't do it without them, and it's what makes our programs so unique, so responsive to community needs. We just need to celebrate and recognize their contributions, their commitment to the community, and how they change people's lives every day. ABCD was launched in 1962 with a $1.9 million grant from the Ford Foundation with a purpose to improve the lives of Boston's residents. It was then subsequently designated as Boston's official anti-poverty agency with the passage of the country's War on Poverty legislation in 1964. It was an investment in people and communities, and we established neighborhood-based councils that would lead change across the city for decades.
ABCD has delivered decade after decade after decade. It's an institution in Boston that's almost synonymous with Boston. Services are delivered through ABCD that Boston and the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth, depend on. So ABCD has done an excellent job in providing the tools to allow people to live with dignity. If you consider over the past 3 years, we've gone through a pandemic. People have had to work from home, people have had to wear masks, and yet we've still continued to deliver all of those services through our volunteers, through our heroes. And so we want to honor our heroes tonight.
Marcia L. Fudge, elected in 1999 as the first female and first African-American mayor of Warrensville Heights, Ohio. And in March 2021, President Biden appointed her as the 18th Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Every year, your services reach more than 100,000 people across this region. You touch nearly every aspect of the lives of some of your youngest neighbors through Head Start programs and holiday toys. And you touch community elders who receive meals from the Senior Brown Bag program, and everyone in between. You seem to do it all. Those in need of health care and energy assistance, immigration services and tax help, career and educational development. In the darkest days of the pandemic, you were there. And you provided everything from emergency rental assistance to car repairs to diapers. There is no person in this community you won't help. No job too small for you to take on. You have done this work with grace for 6 decades, and you have shown those that you serve the dignity and respect they deserve.
ABCD is my family, my home, my love, and I'm very glad to be here tonight. I'm so glad I'll be able to join people in the Hall of Fame that I have worked with over many, many years. I think it's a wonderful thing.
I'd also like to share with John and our guests that the ABCD Board of Directors had decided to name one of our buildings on Temple Street, 19 Temple Street, the John J. Drew Building. Working with him for the past 23 years, I know firsthand every day the effort that he puts in. There's not a moment he didn't think about ABCD.
And our charge, as I understood it then, was put the resources from your federal government into those neighborhoods, into those places, and build there the health centers, build there employment, build there, and have everyone in that community participate.
We could not have predicted the uncanny timing of the retirement of ABCD's longtime medical director for family planning, Dr. Gary Gross, which preceded the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade by just a few months. During his 41 years in this role, Dr. Gross's commitment to health equity and women's rights set the standard and transformed lives. Dr. Gross could not be here with us this evening, but his colleague, the retired director of ABCD's Health Services, Joan Whitaker, is here to accept the ABCD Lifetime Health Equity Access Champion Award on his behalf.
Dr. Gross brought this wonderful Title X program for underserved communities for health equity and to eliminate health disparities to ABCD.
If you consider what ABCD's impact has been over the last 60 years, think about if we weren't here, if we weren't providing Head Start, if we weren't providing fuel and energy assistance, if we weren't providing 2 high schools, if we weren't providing foster grandparents, if we weren't a community resource where people got their first job. All of these programs ABCD has delivered decade after decade after decade.
ABCD, we need you to keep the pressure on so that for the next 60 years, you will continue to make diamonds out of every person in our communities who was born behind the starting line of